Hey, boys and girls. Today we are going to continue to practice those subtraction facts that you learned in second grade already. Now, it's very important to have these things memorized and get ready because pretty soon we're going to be learning multiplication and we're going to be zooming past addition and subtraction. You're going to need to know addition and subtraction for multiplication. So if you don't know these, take this seriously and let's really start to learn them. If not, this should be good review and practice for you. So today you're going to click add response and you're going to get a sheet that looks just like this. Okay. And you can zoom in and out. I suggest zooming in. And number one says solve these zero facts. So kind of starts with the easy ones. I hope that you remember this. 6 minus 0 equals 0. And if we go back to our zeros facts, when you subtract 0 from any number, the difference is always the number you started with. For example, 11 minus 0 gets you to 11. 18 minus 0 gets you to 18. So hopefully you guys will remember those facts. So what you can do on here is you can just write 6 minus 0 is 6. Okay, or you can type it in. Number 2, solve these count back facts. Remember the count back facts. You can count back when you subtract 1, 2, or 3 from another number. Those are small enough that you can just count back in your head. For example, 6 minus 1, well, start at 6 and just count back 1, 5. 16 minus 2, well, start at 16 and just count back 1, 2 in your head, 14. Or 18 minus 3, start at 18 and go back 3, 17, 16, and 15. Okay? So, oopsies, that's morning meeting. Let's get back here. Those will be the count back facts. So 9 minus 2, I'm going to count back 2 in my head. 9 back 1 is 8, back 2 is 7. So we're just right, 7. Okay. Solve the take all facts. Now remember, take all facts is any number minus itself is always 0. So 8 minus 8 is going to be 0. All right. So if you think about it on a number rack, show 8 and then get rid of the 8. Right. You're going to have 0. Or 14, you have 14 here. If you minus 14, you got to push them all back. Right? So it's always 0. Take all facts. So if we look here, 5 minus 5 is going to be 0. So I'll just go ahead and tell you all these answers on this row are going to be 0. Solve the neighbor facts. Or the neighbor facts, remember, are the difference between two numbers that live next door to each other, or almost next door, is always 1 or 2. So for example, 8 minus 7, well, I know that the difference between 8 and 7 is just 1, right? Or 14 and 2, I know that 12 is so close, or 14 and 12, I know that 12 is so close to 14, it just takes 2 to get there. So the difference is 2. So we're going to take a look at these. Solve the neighbor facts. 8 minus 7 is 1. Okay. And then if I zoom in, oops, Jessica has 16 marbles. So right away I'm just going to write 16 because I know it's probably going to be something I got to do. Jessica has 16 marbles. 9 marbles roll under her bed. So how many marbles does Jessica still have in front of her? Show your work using numbers, words, or labeled sketches. So I'm going to leave that one up to you. 16 minus 9 equals, if I were you, I would draw a number line here, or I would do a pictures. Okay. Next page. Solve the takeaway 10 facts. So these are all minus 10 facts. So remember your minus 10 facts. Let's come over here and let's do, oopsies, takeaway 10 facts. When you subtract 10 from a T number, only the ones are left. So for example, if you have 13 and you take away 10, so that just means you move this whole top row, there's only going to be 3 left. Only the ones place, right? So that 3 in the ones place is the only thing left. Same with 18 minus 10. If you have 18 and you slide the whole row over, you're going to be left with 8. So if I come back here, 14 minus 10. Well, if I take this whole tens places away, I'm going to be left with 4. All these in this row are going to be take away 10 facts. Number 2 says solve the take half facts. So 8 minus 4. So 4 is half of 8. So if we do the take half facts, when you subtract half of a number, the answer matches the amount you subtracted. Can you explain why? So if you memorize your doubles in addition, then you're automatically going to know your take half facts. So 16 minus 8 equals, so if you have 16 right here, and you take 8 away, you're going to remain with 8 left. So that's why it's important to memorize your doubles. So I know that 4 plus 4 equals 8, so 8 minus 4 is going to equal 4. All the rest of these are going to be take half facts. So if you notice that pattern, 4, 4, 8, maybe you can figure out a pattern for the rest of those. All right, let's zoom in and do the last set. The last set says, solve the leftover facts. Now, the leftover facts are simply the facts that don't follow any rules. So these are going to be the trickiest last 5. There's no rules for them. The best way to solve these facts are just to memorize them or simply draw a picture. Okay, so that's your job for today. Solve these 2 pages. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me or Miss Anderson or Mrs. Elliott. Thanks, boys and girls.